speaking of truths that we cannot deny, it is our great relationship with WCDT, our partner station in Winchester, as Will Rabb joins us on the Gilly Crane Hotline. Gilly Crane, any size crane for any size job. They will beg, borrow, steal to get the crane that you need. Give them a call at 931-954-LIFT or check them out online at gillycrane.com. Tough night tonight for the Franklin County Rebels as their season ends with a loss to Shelbyville, Will.
Yeah, 38-7 is how the campaign in 2018 will come to a close, and just unfortunately, the Rebels weren't able to overcome the sting, the agony of defeat from last week. Shelbyville, we've controlled it from the jump. Rebels made a couple of defensive plays early to hold them to one field goal there in the first quarter, but just couldn't get the ball ever rolling down the hill, save for a touchdown in garbage time in the fourth quarter. So I know Coach Mack and all the Rebels, and especially the seniors, that's their last time they're going to play football, are disappointed that they weren't able to get Franklin County to that elusive 6 win that's been hanging. That's been a monkey on their back for the better part of a decade and a half now.
Yeah, and a season that saw a lot of promise, and you had some signature wins. It's a shame that it comes to an end like this, but what are some of the positives coming out of this season that you think that the Rebels will use to build on in 2018?
Well, one of the things we talked about is they played at different times, 6, 7 sophomores, and especially on the offensive side of the ball. Everybody looks at Nealon Jean, the quarterback, and he's just a sophomore. And so he'll be coming back. And Marquise Tolliver, who is a good receiving weapon for him, he's a sophomore. There's a lot of young talent on this team. And defensively, there were a lot of sophomores and juniors sprinkled in with a couple of seniors coming back. So that's the big thing. If everything stays intact in 2019, because you know how it is these days, kids move around or decide they're not going to play football or whatever it is, but everything stays intact. Rebels will have a lot of experience coming back, and not just guys who have been on the football team, guys who have been battle-tested. And other than tonight, they fought in every ball game that they were in and had an opportunity to win every ball game that they were in. There's a lot of promise, and not all of it was fulfilled, but this was a tough, gritty, hard-nosed football team from day one to tonight. Even though it doesn't reflect on the scoreboard, there's still a lot of kids out there giving tremendous effort.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things where it's how you respond from those sort of adversities that mark the progress of your team and the progress of young men. Talk about some positives for tonight. I know that it didn't. I listened to a lot of your broadcasts, and it seemed like that Shelbyville continued to pour it on, but it sounded like that the Rebels kept the fight to the very end.
Yeah, Shelbyville did what Shelbyville does. I mean, I'm amazed in 48 minutes of football you can run 80 offensive plays, but that's what they did. But, you know, like we said, in the first 2 drives, defense held Shelbyville to field goal attempts. They made 1 or 2 of those before the floodgates opened, and I think Shelbyville had 21 points in the second quarter. But 3 or 4 times where Shelbyville elected they were on the Franklin County side of the field to go for it, and Franklin County, number 1, made a play to get them in a 4th down situation, but number 2 made the stop on 4th down. So the defense had a tough task tonight because there was not a lot of complimentary football, but they did their dead-level best to try to slow down Grayson Trammell and company. It's really hard to do.
Yeah, he presents a lot of problems. Now, Huntland gets the win tonight, but they still have to travel next week to open up the playoffs.
Yes, because Mount Pleasant got the win over Moore County as well.
You just
you
can't
would know.
you just can't count on Moore County, can you?
The one time that Huntland would root for Moore County would let Huntland down.
Yep.
Although the bright side of it is all the Hornets, you can't be too disappointed if Moore County lost. But no, they'll match up. I don't know, Weave, if you know if there were any decisive games in 6 single A or what how those standings would shake out. But that's where Huntland will be going next week, and so you'll hear that on WCDT. I'll be with my good buddies Ricky Tips and Evan Harris, and we'll form a 3-man weave and bring you some Huntland Hornet football in the playoffs. And I think that's a team, just observing from afar and getting to do a couple of their games when Franklin County had it off week, that's a team that can really make some noise in the 1A playoffs.
Yeah, and I think that in looking at the 1A things, that is the matchup that it will be. It will be Huntland traveling to Wayne County. So you're going to have to go to Savannah next week, my friend.
Well, ever since
Actually, it's Waynesboro. Excuse me, Waynesboro. Sorry.
Hey, I'm getting to go somewhere I haven't gone before. So ever since I got back from the Bayou region, I've been learning about all these little towns that I never knew existed until I started covering Huntland sports. So it's always a fun adventure, and as long as there's a barbecue joint within 20 minutes of the football stadium, us 3 from WCDT are happy.
Well, you should be fine. I think that you'll pass plenty of great places to eat on beautiful US 64.
We've got to say it here, and I know obviously we'll talk during the playoffs, both on this show and some other programs that we do together. But as we wrap up the season for Franklin County, got to just say how nice it is every Friday after game, win or loss, to get to chat with you and be a part of the Friday Night Thunder crew in a very small way.
Well, you guys, we appreciate your partnership. It is a partnership, and we look at the friendships that we make out of that, and we're tickled to death to have WCDT. Let's see if we can get the WCDT live broadcast as part of the network for the rest of the Friday Night Thunder year. Okay.
Absolutely. We'll do it. Anything that the Friday Night Thunder crew wants to do, we're up for doing it, and we'll be following along with you guys, and hopefully we have plenty of more calls to make here before we have to fully transition it.
Yeah, just keep winning, baby. Just keep winning. That's all we need. We need. All right, buddy. Take care. Have a safe. I guess. You're in Shelbyville, so have a safe drive home. And we'll talk to you again real soon, okay?
Looking forward to it. We get to talk some playoffs on Monday. I'm excited about it.
All right, I'm there. Talk to you then.
Yep.
That is Will Rabb of WCDT, one of our partner stations.